television series, musical or comedy, Emily in Paris, The Flight Attendant, The Great, Schitt's Creek, Ted Lasso.
That just earlier this morning, some of the Golden Globe nominees in the television category, notably, and yes, you heard correctly, as Sarah Jessica Parker read off the announcements, 78th Golden Globes coming up. It's award season, and Eli is here. And that made everybody just, stand at attention, because could it be, Eli? Is the Golden Globes going to carry on where the Emmys left off for the favorite Canadian comedy?
I think we're all looking for a comfort food. We're all looking for a way to smile and relax. And Schitt's Creek has really become adopted by millions of viewers around the world. You saw the warm glow that embraced it at the Emmys, and it looks like it could be happening again. Big morning for this big CBC comedy, ending out their run in style, and now with 5 nominations at the Golden Globes this morning. All of the Levies, Eugene and Dan and Catherine the Great and Annie, and more. And so an amazing result. And I think that is a strong contender, just the way that this has become a show of choice during the pandemic. So many look to Schitt's Creek for relief. But then let's look at the competition. Equally as charming, and another version of kind of feel-good comfort food, is Jason Sudeikis in Ted Lasso. If you haven't seen this show on Apple TV, it has been just this out-of-nowhere smash success, already starting now, shooting the second season, about an American football coach coaching a soccer team in the UK. It's not a sports sitcom. It's really about how this guy is trying to fix his players' lives, not win games. So again, there's so much heart in both of these shows that are competing mightily against each other. And it should be a real fun race to watch.
Dan Levy hosting Saturday Night Live this Saturday. My goodness, what a year he's having. And, of course, last year was so great as well for the family. All right, so that's definitely something to watch as far as the TV nominations go. As far as movies, which ones had a golden morning, Eli?
Well, let's start with Promising Young Woman. I mean, this is a firecracker of a film, I guess you could call it a feminist tour de force. It now has 4 nominations, about a woman who is kind of trying to set things right after a really disturbing incident that ruined the life of her friend. A really powerful performance by Carey Mulligan, directed by Emerald Fennell, directorial debut. 4 nominations for that film. And interesting, originally was entered in comedy categories, but they switched it to drama categories, deservingly so, and doing very well this morning. Let's move on to Mank. So this is from Netflix. Netflix had 42 nominations overall this morning. So Netflix doing very well. And, this is about the screenwriter of Citizen Kane with Gary Oldman. It's actually leading the pack with 6 nominations overall. And so this is really a movie in love with movies, kind of old-fashioned black and white Hollywood movie magic, and about the man who wrote, one of the greatest movies ever, and did quite well this morning. Another movie based on real life, The Trial of the Chicago 7, also a very strong contender this morning. Another Netflix production, 5 nominations. This is from Aaron Sorkin, all about the 1968 Democratic National Convention, where there were protests, and eventually those protesters were charged with a criminal conspiracy. Sacha Baron Cohen enjoying a drama nomination for his performance there as Abby Hoffman. As you can see, packed with stars, and the Golden Globe voters, they get a little weak in the knees when they get close to those Hollywood stars. So did very well this morning. Talking about stars, let's move on to The Father. Remarkable film starring Anthony Hopkins, coming soon to Canada. Don't worry, I'm going to tell you all about it. He plays someone fighting with dementia and essentially losing the sense of what's happening around him. But the film is essentially shot from his perspective. Remarkably brave movie, and doing very well this morning. Let's move on to Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. That also did well this morning, and I want to play you a clip featuring Chadwick Boseman because he is nominated. It's his last performance, one of the strongest things he ever committed to film, and I think a major contender, deservingly so, at the Globes. Let's take a look at a moment from Ma Rainey's Black Bottom.
I got a friend.
Come on, Levy. You rehearse like everybody else.
I'm gonna get me a band and make me some records. I knows how to play real music, not this jug band shit. You call that playing music? I know what I'm doing. Go on and fire me, I don't care.
Amazing stuff from Chadwick Boseman. That is kind of the lighter side of how this movie begins, but it ends with practically just a cinematic explosion. And we miss Chadwick, but he is nominated this morning. And so is Regina King as a director, and the film One Night in Miami, about this amazing meeting of legends of Muhammad Ali, Malcolm X, and more. And I wanted to point out we have 3 women competing in the director race this morning. So that's amazing after all the conversations of the push for greater representation and equality in Hollywood, to see Regina King, Chloe Zhao, and Emerald Fennell all competing against each other in the Best Director category. That is a high bar, and we'll see if the Oscars can actually match that.
We sure will. Mank, the father, Ma Rainey, One Night in Miami. You've told us about all of those. You picked them in your reviews over the past months, so you are right on, Eli. Thank you for that then, and thank you for this morning. We'll see you this most unconventional award season getting set to get underway. And as we look again at Schitt's Creek with 5 nominations, 78th Annual Golden Globes, going to be hosted by Tina Fey and Amy Poehler again, February the 28th. And they're doing it bi-coastally, one in New York, one in Los Angeles. Eli will have all of the awards buzz for you later in the month.